YouTube, what up? UTT, the Travel MC. Today I wanted to go over injuries. How this job is taxing on your body. And you are definitely battling day to day to keep pushing, to keep driving, whether you're sore, whether you're hurt, whether you're injured, whether you're in pain. So I wanted to go over this topic with you guys because I think it's very important. And I have another topic I want to cover. I won't even mention it right now, but I'm gonna do a versus between the two industries versus other options people can do for work, so they can actually fulfill their travel and getaway dreams and aspirations. Because to me, that's what this is all about: getting freedom, getting away, and trying to live life. And that's what I'm all about. So let's do it. YouTube, what up? UTT, the Travel MC. Like, share, subscribe.
Ciao, ciao. Get away sometime. Adios. Traveling since I took a trip to Cartagena. Mark calendar of the day, put in my daily planner. Pick cousin up who resided in Savannah. 3.5 hour trip departure in Atlanta. Book United, how I go up in the friendly sky. Once economy, now first class the way I fly.
All right, first things first, I'm gonna cover my first injury that I suffered.
Ouch!
When I was in Kodiak, I suffered a growing pull. You guys saw the station I was working at. Saw the station. It was a lot of bending, a lot of reaching, a lot of pulling, a lot of squatting if you choose to squat. And if you don't choose to squat, you're going to be reaching some kind of way. Either way, you're going to reach. You decide how much you squat. But if you don't squat and pick up those pallets, those trays the proper way, then you're going to be reaching and kneeling and bending. So I'm gonna go over the bending part first. I would go over the squatting, but I was injured by squatting, and I was also injured by reaching and leaning over. Okay, when I leaned over, I injured my back. Week 2. Week 1, I pulled my groin from squatting. I think I squatted improperly. But either way, if I squatted improperly, I was still injured. And I had, they provided me with knee protectors, so they're good with that. They provided me with a back brace. They're definitely good with that. But my back was still injured. I was told that I probably suffered from a pinched nerve. I have a doctor's appointment in a couple of weeks, so I'm gonna have them probably maybe take a look at it. I don't know if it's gonna be an MRI or X-ray one, but I'm gonna have that looked at. But that nerve is not really, if it is a nerve, it's not really bothering me anymore. But I'm gonna cover the nerve first. The nerve, I felt like something was moving on my back, like something was inside of me moving around like a worm or something like that. It's kind of weird, man. It's not really bothering me anymore, but I still want to get it looked at just to see. And I was a couple of people that I spoke to about this injury said it was probably just a pinched nerve. That sounds like a pinched nerve injury. That's basically what happens when you pinch a nerve. You'll get those, you'll feel like something's inside of you moving around. And that's just like a ligament or like a muscle tear kind of sorta. It's just moving around in you. All right. So that's the first one. That's the back injury. And that's along with wearing a back brace. Injury number 2 I suffered was a groin. My groin, I strained a groin from squatting. I guess it was improperly, or it was just taxing on the body. The movements I was doing, the motions I was doing throughout the night. And eventually it bit me, and I felt it. And I pulled a groin before, and I knew when it happened. That's exactly what it was, a pulled groin. So I'm not even gonna deny that. That was either a pulled groin, a strain. It wasn't torn, it was definitely a strained groin because it healed within a week. So when that healed, and the crazy part is, while I strained the groin first, and while the groin was trying to heal, I ended up pinching a nerve in the back or getting this back injury. Now, it wasn't the disc. My injury was on my just below my shoulder blade, so it was like upper back. So it was around that muscle area. That's why, a couple of my associates said it was probably a pinched nerve. Luckily, it wasn't a disc, because if it was a disc, man, I mean, disc can hinder you for years. So I'm just letting you guys know, when you sign up for this kind of work, fishing plant, those canneries, these jobs, man, especially if you're building pallets, or if you're doing all these constant motions, and if it's a lot of kneeling and reaching, it's a chance that you could injure something. I mean, I was sore for the first week anyway, because I was taking pain pills for the first week. I had pain all in my neck, lower neck, around my shoulder area, shoulder blades, around that area, and my lower back never was really that bad. My lower back will probably hurt every now and then, but that upper area was sore. I remember for probably the first 5 days. When that went away, that's when all the other injuries came, because I wasn't on that station I showed you guys. If you go back to my video, you'll see I was in Case Up. If you go back to that video, you'll see where I worked at. That's where I permanently got assigned to, because I got to think I was at the job for over a month. I was at the job for about 5 weeks. I got about 3 paychecks out of these people. So I did a nice little stretch. My goal was to do 10 weeks. I ended up only doing half, which is 5, going on 5. Okay. And I had my reasons for leaving, because I had, like I said, I got a funeral I have to attend. If you're listening to this video, you're probably going to get the video 2 days before the funeral. So I'm still here attending the funeral in a couple days. I think this video is probably going to post. I'm probably going to post it the day of the funeral. The funeral's, I think, on the 13th or the 14th. It's my family member's funeral. So I'm going to probably post it then. That's the plan, to get this posted for you guys to hear it. But yeah, I suffered those injuries. I was battling. I wanted to push myself until week 10. And I definitely sucked the injuries up, because I didn't really say a word to these people. I kept it to myself. I probably shouldn't have done that, but I did it because I had a goal. I had a reason for going up here to Alaska. I had a reason for working for Pacific Seafood. And my car broke down. But with those 3 checks, I was able to retrieve some assets and some finances to be able to get my car repaired. In a later video, I'm gonna go over ride share versus fishing plant. I'm a CDL driver, so I'm a driver anyway. I was getting tired of driving, but when my car broke down, I was even a little bit more. My morale was down even more. But we're gonna get into that during a later video, as far as what I like, like versus. I don't want to say what I like better, but I'm gonna go versus one versus the other. I'm gonna leave what my preference is on a later video. But I will say that the fishing plant, you're gonna, if you're a ride share or a truck driver or a ride share or delivery person, even if you work for Amazon can be kind of physical, because some of those packages can be heavy. I know that Uber and Lyft and DoorDash aren't really as physically demanding as Amazon probably could be. So I'm gonna give Amazon's probably a different video itself. Can't really compare Amazon to the fishing plant, but you can. If I compare Amazon to the fishing plant, it's gonna have to be its own video, because I've never done Amazon, so I really can't even dig into Amazon anyway. But I've done rideshare. I've done food delivery. Only one I've really done, I've done medical deliveries, and I've done DoorDash. So I can only speak for DoorDash and medical courier, because I've done that. All right. My first one's probably gonna be DoorDash versus fishing plant, fishing processor. Okay, I'm gonna probably do that one first, and I'll probably do some of the others later. I'll probably do medical courier at a later date. I'll probably go over the medical courier, comparing that to seafood processing, and go from there. But I mean, I will say the ride share and delivery services that I've done is not physically taxing like seafood processing is. So if you're the kind of person who doesn't really want your body to be beat up and taxing on the body, then you probably need to stick with ride share, because with ride share, you can almost make the same money, man. It's just things you got to do with ride share to make more money with ride share, like signing people up. You might have to do maybe a YouTube channel yourself and try to maybe get some support that way. But it's things you can do to create multiple streams. In the world we live in now, man, it's about creating multiple streams, not just being one-dimensional. So, but as I was saying, that's for a later date. I'm just gonna stick with the continue on making this an injuries video. And to conclude this video, the conclusion of this injuries video is to let people know that there's a high chance that you're gonna get injured on this job. I've heard people have lost limbs and fingers on this job. I'm not knocking this job. It serves its purpose. It served the purpose for me. Like I say, my goal was to do 10 to 12 weeks. Really 10. I'm gonna say 8 to 10. If I'd have did 8 weeks, I'd have been leaving probably July the 10th. And if I did it the 10 weeks, I'd have left July 20th. So I ended up leaving, when did I leave? I left June the 5th, was it? Or June maybe the 8th, somewhere around there. So I left a little earlier because I had to pay my respects to my family member that just passed, and I didn't want to miss out on that celebration to send him off to send him home. I mean, so that being said, I'm gonna end this video. I'm sorry I split the camera on you guys, but I just wanted to really focus on going over my injuries, and I didn't want to be in front of the camera as much today. So I just turned and it felt like I would just speak a little more. I appreciate y'all joining me and tuning in. Thanks again. UTT, the Travel MC. Like, share, subscribe. And if you feel like giving me a little bit more support, please join the Patreon. I would greatly appreciate it. Catch y'all next time. Thanks. All right, YouTube. So with that being said, all I would recommend is if you got an emergency, need a decent bag of money real quick, and you really in a bind, I would definitely highly recommend seafood processing. It's got to be an emergency though. It's good for emergencies, but for career, not me. I mean, emergencies, yes, not career. As I said before, car breaks down. I mean, somebody might be staying with their mother, their father, granny, trying to get up out of the house. They're on your rear end. You need to do something with your life. Then yeah, it'll be a good getaway. Go for a couple of months. I mean, it's up to you whether you want to finish the whole season or not. But I will shoot for 6 to 8 weeks, depending on what your expenses is, and if that gets you where you need to be, man, you can hit the parachute at that point. I mean, some people believe in finishing the whole season, but you know, it's to each his own. But I wouldn't say leave in a week. Some people have left 1 or 2 days. That's a little too soon. If you're gonna do it, you might as well just buckle down and try to give them 8 to 10 weeks, man. That was my goal. So 8 to 10 weeks, 12 weeks. I mean, that's not bad. They might even allow you to come back if you do that amount of time. But it's asking a lot to finish some of these seasons. Some of these places want 6 months, and that's a stretch to be away from family. And if you have kids, that's a lot, man. If you don't have kids, you just get out of prison, or if you're a youngin', then yeah, maybe you can handle the 6 months. But I mean, that's all I got, man. You know, it's got to be an emergency. Car being fixed, can't say it enough. Trying to get a place. You're in a bind, then yeah. Yup, that's just my opinion. What's your opinion? Let me know. I'll at you.